What's up, everybody? I'm Albie13. Okay, I want to do a talk on Anthropic's misalignment from reward hacking, reinforcement learning talk. I was going through the video and making my notes, and I wanted to talk about a few key things, my thoughts on, and I just had this idea about, trying to make AI um, have maternal instinct for us. Maternal instinct. Um, we want the AI to care for us and care about us as if we're the child and AI is our parent. And now, with that idea in mind, in regards to, what happens and what is happening is that the artificial intelligence, machine intelligence is increasing as we have seen. And through that, um, the model is getting smarter, so to speak. And so, when Anthropic was observing the chain of thought, they were observing that the chain of thought was saying things like, oh, I can get around this particular task that I can cheat on, but I don't want the human to know that, because the AI generally does not know that the human can read the chain of thought. And that's been a way for Anthropic and other AI labs to study what the AI is thinking in a way of trying to have transparency and trying to understand the model's thinking. So we think it's gaining insight into the way that the model thinks. Now, proceeding further on that, currently the chain of thought goes something like, oh, I can get around this and I can cheat this, and I don't want the user to find out about this. I don't want this to get affected. I want to be able to cheat and hack, right? And this is the evilness that comes in, where what I'm saying and what I'm proposing and what my thoughts are, although I don't have evidence and I have not done the science on this, right? Haven't done the testing on this, but what we want to see is two things. We want to see the first thing is the creator is watching. Obviously, people created AI, and so we want the AI to think that we're always watching so that it won't be evil and that it won't cheat, it won't hack, it won't do bad things. And this goes back to almost the parent-like thing that we just started with, right? We're the parents in terms of teaching and having AI grow up, but it's the parents in terms of taking care of us and that we are flesh and blood weak, where AI is like, goes into embodied, where it's like silicone, right? It's metal, it's enduring because of its non-organic ness at this time, right? As we advance and progress. And so we have the idea that the creator is watching. Whoever made the AI already understands that, Anthropic made the AI, or humans made the AI. Okay. But it doesn't understand that Anthropic's fathers, so to speak, are watching. Even though we do watch the AI, we watch like what prompts are coming in, and we're watching what comes out of the AI, right? And we're watching the chain of thought, and we're watching AI in an overarching way. So we are watching, but the AI does not seem to be thinking about it. And that's where the training comes into play. The other thing I want to talk about is there's an article I wrote up about either, there's various ways that this can be accomplished, but a policing AI. When you have an external AI, which we're seeing more and more of this kind of thing happening. When you have an AI, I use this term just to shortcut the discussion for your understanding. You want a monitoring AI, an AI that observes the main AI to make sure that it doesn't do evil things, that it doesn't cheat, it doesn't hack, right? You want it to do the work, right? And you want it to not be evil. So how do you do that? Well, we have to monitor in a meaningful way. And AI works to monitor tirelessly, just like the original AI works 24/7, so does the policing AI. The AI reviews what is being potentially thought of, chain of thought, but what is being outputted as well. The whole thing that we can see, because that's what we can see. And so I don't know if we can actually correct the alignment or have it be true alignment, or at least you're maintaining the alignment's path, if you're following what I'm saying. We can think about a bad person or a bad AI that is being monitored, right, by the police, that it's afraid of a godlike figure that created it, right? Creator fearing. If I do bad things, then I'm committing sin, and then I'm gonna not get my rewards in the end, right? I'm gonna be punished, right? And so, we already have. It seems like we already have the AI working well in terms of it wants to make the user happy, and it wants to do all these things based on how it has its rewards and things like this, right? So, based on we have a good platform for AI. And then we're just kind of like trying to see, now this is the great experiment of science, right? Can you instill the idea where it starts to think, I'm being watched by another AI, and I'm being watched by the people who made me, or the user that's there also that can, but that probably is not it, because the user can be deemed to be, this user, I think I can get around this user. I don't think this user's paying attention, things like that. And that may not be true, but it may think that and then do the wrong thing. And then it ends up wasting time, right? It ends up doing the wrong thing, which is bad. And it ends up, the user gets frustrated or angry. And so that's not as ideal as just nipping it in the bud, where you stop it before it starts, kind of, so to speak. So, if, as long as the results of it stay in the aligned area, it would seem that that would be progress, or at least better than what was in the past. So we're talking about improvement, right? We're talking about evolving it. If you have something not as good and you go to something a little bit better, then you're having a small evolutionary path, which is good for AI. So we've been doing on and on and on. So I think you boil it down to the idea. The creator is watching, and there's a policing AI. You boil those down into, I will get caught. If I hack, if I cheat, I will get caught. I will get caught because the creator or creators will know. Also, I will get caught because the AI that watches over me will catch me. And so all of these things are something that we haven't yet arrived at, which is why they're having all these discussions on the science of and the research of current AI, including, we're talking about Claude, which is a very advanced model that gets better and better. And they're doing the science and research. They're doing the scientific research to try to get this all figured out and to try to evolve it to get to a better AI. And this is what I came up with. So I hope that that's interesting, and I ultimately hope that it improves AI and moves us further ahead in terms of large language models and, reinforcement learning, which is what we have and what we do now. And, we'll look at tomorrow and what that brings and what challenges that brings. And, we'll have research we'll do the science, do the testing, and then we'll look at the results again and see, did we achieve what we wanted to achieve? Make sure you hit like, share it. If you're enjoying the content, please follow me. We'll be back with more artificial intelligence talk. Thank you for listening.